This is Joe from the No Sitting on the Sideline Dad podcast, and the following podcast is rated D for dumb.
Coming to you from his Honda Fit and rated D for dumb, you are listening to Dumbing It Down with Dave.
Better to podcast from a fit than to throw a fit, wouldn't you agree? Here is Dave.
The following podcast is rated D for dumb. You're listening to Dumbing It Down with Dave, the fastest podcast on earth. Listen to Dave commute to and from work on the New York State Thruway in his 2009 Honda Fit. He talks about pragmatism, truth, happiness, and the search for it all. Join Dave as he asks and tells you how life ought to be. And now, here's Dave.
Hello, everybody. My name is Dave Canyon. Welcome to Dumbing It Down with Dave. Are you ready to dumb it down? All right. Fantastic. I'm ready as well. I was born ready. I'm ready to go. When I hit this button, if I'm not ready, then what's the point? What's the point? Hey, I'm going to say happy Memorial Day weekend or happy Memorial Day. Every day is Memorial Day. We should always remember every day, right? That's, as a pragmatic, I should say that, because I'm not a holiday guy, but I know it is the Sunday, the 26th of May, and when is exactly Memorial Day? Is it Monday? It doesn't matter. Every day should be Memorial Day. So happy whatever day this is to you, and it is Sunday morning. It is 7:13 in the morning. It is Sunday morning. For those of you who are dedicated listeners, know that this is odd that I would say good Sunday morning, because it's been a long time since I've done a podcast on Sunday morning. I used to regularly do a podcast on Sunday mornings because I used to work Saturday nights regularly. And guess what? Coming soon. By the way, I'm not saying this excitedly like I'm happy about it. I just want you to know that. Guess what? Coming soon. More Sunday morning regularly scheduled podcasts. Yay! No, boo. I'll tell you why. They changed my schedule at work. Not just me, pretty much everybody. You know, we have what they call a bid in trucking. You know, a bid. Some companies do it every 3 or 4 months. Some companies do it every 6 months. Some companies do it once a year. Some companies never do it. Some companies say, that's it. You know, you come here, you get what you get, and then you move on. You know, that's it. You know, somebody dies off. You want that run, you inherit it. You're next in line. Seniority rules. Well, I've always lived by that. And transportation, let's say. Seniority rules. And I just recently had 4... Oh, by the way, did I thank Joe Foley for the No Sitting on the Sidelines podcast at the top of the show? Thank you, Joe. I appreciate you reaching out, recording something for the show. I'm hoping for more people, more completers out there to record something very short saying, just like Joe, hey, this is Joe. This is Joe from the No Sitting on the Sidelines podcast. And this podcast is rated D for dumb. Very good, Joe. Excellent. He'll be doing more, he said. So I invite you all to do more. And of course, thank you, Linda Irwin, from Awesome Insanity Surfers, for the AI voices you're hearing, and you'll be hearing throughout the show. And we got more stuff coming that's AI related and not AI related. And of course, Alex at the top of the show. Thank you, Alex. Here's Alex. Where's Alex? Alex. Dave. Alex. Here's Dave. Ugh. Anyway, I was over it, then I'm not over it. My buddy Pat reminded me the other day, so now it brought it back. It was almost out of my head. Here's Dave. So, who else do I have to thank? I think that's everybody, right? Thank you, Pat, for reaching out. He always, every time he sees me, takes the time to come talk to me and tells me stuff. Very positive all the time. Very positive. And then there's my friend Mark, who I won't say is not positive. He'll say he's honest. I get it. He's honest. Okay, so whatever. But sometimes his honesty comes across as negative because I'm very sensitive. I'm a sensitive guy. He's not as sensitive. He is more in the way of caustic. Not himself personally, but his humor and some of the things he says and the way he goes about. He doesn't really have a big filter, which is odd for a man who's a pastor. You'd think he'd be way more demure, polite, considerate, sensitive. But he has a good sense of humor, and he is very honest, and I do appreciate that. And we like to pick on each other a little bit. I think he likes to pick on me more than I like to pick on him. I don't like to pick on anybody. But I like to have very joyous, completing type relationships. That's what I like. And it's working out very well for me. And I appreciate you guys being patient with me as I go through this process in my life. So what was I saying? Yeah. So I just recently, by the way, this is not a trucking show. This is not a transportation show. This is not a workplace-related show. This is a show about human behavior. So before you go clicking the button and listen to another podcast, I'm trying to tell you something. This is a show about human behavior. It's a show about humanity. It's a show about pragmatism, truth, happiness, and the search for it all. And you can tweet me at Done With Dave if you agree or disagree. You can send in a soundbite, an MP3, maybe an MP4. I don't know. Whatever MP we're up to. I don't know what happened to MP 1 and 2. Was I not there for that? Did I miss out on MP 1? Was that cassette? I never knew. I don't remember MP 1 and MP 2. All of a sudden, boom, MP 3. Oh, okay. Well, we're up to 3. I guess the other 2 weren't too good. Or maybe they were good, but 3 is better. So, been with this company for 6 years. And I started off at number 30. I don't know, a lot of you probably don't realize what that is. That's a lot. That's a lot of drivers. I was number 30. I was the junior guy 6 years ago. And then every year, for some reason, I move up a whole bunch of notches. It's always like a surprise to me, like, oh, what happened? Oh, he's moving? Oh, he got fired? Oh, he quit? Oh, he found another job? What? Oh, he's becoming a dispatcher? Oh, it's amazing. And I really thought we were at the end because it's usually not the senior guys that leave. It's usually like the middle of the roaders. They're kind of like, I haven't been here too long where if I leave, I lose a lot. Like, I'm not really up to 4 weeks of vacation or 5 weeks. Like, I don't really have the route I really want or the time slot. Like, so it's like the junior guys and the middle guys in most companies are always leaving. And it's like there's a core top 10% or 20% that never leave. They just slowly die and retire. But it's a slow process. And they always have the best runs. Monday through Thursday, off on weekends, first thing in the morning if that's what you want, 7 o'clock in the morning, whatever. It's like whatever premier runs, whatever there's the cream of the crop, the runs that have, the routes, the runs that have existed, the time slots that have existed since the company started. These guys have been there forever. And you sit there and you admire them. They're always like, I admire them because I respect my elders. And I expect people who have discipline and can stay at a job for a long time and do it very well. I have respect for them. I like to learn from them. I like to work with them. I think they're good for companies. They're like certain religious groups in certain neighborhoods. They're very good for the real estate. They stabilize a neighborhood. So really good experienced core employees will really stabilize a company. And, I look at those routes and go, man, I would love to have that life. I would love my mortgage to be paid. I would love my cars to, not have car payments. I'd love to be at an age where, hey, I can do things and I can have a route or a slot, a bid, whatever you want to call it, where I have time. So 2 years ago, I got Saturdays. I was off Saturdays, Sundays, and Mondays. Oh my God! I got to tell you, it was like, whoa, what? I'm going to be off on Saturdays and Sundays? Now, by the way, for those of you who don't know this show, understand this: I work nights. It is 7:21 in the morning. I'm going home now. I'm not waking up going to work. I'm going home now. I'm going home on Sunday. A little foreshadowing of what the rest of the show is going to be about. Well, not the rest of the show, but later on the show it's going to come up again, if I remember. So I'm going home. So what do you think I'm going to do after a 14-hour workday? Or 15, whatever. I'm probably going to take a nap. I'm going to go to sleep. By the time I get home, it'll be after 8 a.m. I stopped at Walmart. I got milk because we get milk coupons. I didn't have to get gas. I didn't have to do any other errands. By the time I get home, it'll be after 8 o'clock. And listen to me. Do I sound tired right now? No, I don't sound very tired. I've had a good week of exercise and sleep. And I just don't sound tired. I don't know if I'm going to be able to go to sleep when I get home. The sun is out. It's in my eyes. I'm wearing my sunglasses because my pulmonologist told me you should wear sunglasses on the way home because you want to trick your body into thinking it's nighttime. Yeah, listen, my body's pretty smart. It knows it's 8 o'clock in the morning. Anyway, so that's what he seriously told me. Or she. I think it was she. So, one of the things you could do is wear sunglasses on the way home. I said, really? Why? Because this way your body thinks it's nighttime. I tell you, if I could punch a doctor in the head, if I could legally get like one punch, like everybody gets one punch in the head, that would have been my punch to the head. I would be like, what are you, an idiot? You think my body's going to be tricked by sunglasses? Anyway, what is that? That's like the doctor's version of X-ray specs. I should have asked her that. How are you going to check my chest? With your X-ray specs? Remember those? Comic books? Any comic book lovers out there? So, I got Saturdays 2 years ago. And I remember the very, 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 very first Saturday I came home. I think I got a little sleep. And then my wife and I went out. We went out. I was tired. I woke up as, wow, Saturday night. But, I get used to it, And then our favorite band was playing in someplace in Westchester, the Good Rats. One of the 8 Gs. The Good Rats, was playing at our club. I was like, and I was supposed to go to the drag races in Pennsylvania the very next day. I think my wife was going with me. I think she decided she wanted to go with me. So instead of just sitting on the couch and go to sleep, watching TV and overeating and whatever, we started a pack. And the very, very first Saturday that I had in this company, and the first Saturday I've had in like 20 some odd years, we went out. And we saw the Good Rats. It was a great show. And after the Good Rats, the show was over like 11 o'clock at night, 11:30. I don't remember what time it was over. Normal late night adult time. And we were in Westchester, New York. A lot of you don't know where that is. It doesn't really matter. And then we got in the car, and we drove to Pennsylvania, to Maple Grove Speedway. I'm doing all this like on 3 or 4 hours of sleep after about 4 or 5 days of work. We got there early. My wife wanted to get a hotel, but I wasn't going to spend like $50, $60, $80 for a 5-hour hotel. I said, that's ridiculous. So and we were driving in the Fit. Although the Fit wasn't Dave's Fit Life yet. The Fit was just a Fit. I didn't realize that we could put down the back. I knew we could put down the back seats. I just didn't realize it enough that I said, listen, we'll get there early. We'll put down the back seats and we'll go to sleep. We'll glamp it. We'll clamp it or whatever they call it. We'll camp out in the Fit. I didn't think about that. And by the way, sleeping in the front seat of the Honda Fit, horrible, very uncomfortable. So we went to the drag races, my wife and I. It was amazing. It was like the very, very first weekend. And we've had a lot of great weekends since then. Great weekends, good weekends, do-nothing weekends. But it's nice to have Saturday off. I feel like a human being. Do I sound excited? Am I crazy right now? Do I sound crazy? I just heard myself screaming. I feel like I'm Alan Arkin. Catch-22! I just saw that movie. Catch-22. Kind of interesting movie. Anthony Perkins is in it. Martin Balsam and Buck Henry is in it also. And a whole bunch of other people that you might not remember, for those of you who are under 40. But if you're over 50, you know what I'm talking about. A lot of interesting cast of characters. Catch-22 was a book and they made it into a movie. Anyway, so we've had a great 2 years. Considering whatever. Recently, excuse me, 4 senior drivers, excuse me again, just left the company for all various reasons. 2 drivers left the company. Excuse me. 1, let me just go in my head. Jeff, Mark, Bob, Kevin. Yeah, okay. 4 senior drivers. One guy's actually leaving next week. He's retiring. He's like the only one that's actually retiring. He's 68. 4 senior guys, senior to me, are leaving have left or leaving. 3 left. 1 is leaving. And then 2 other guys not so senior, junior to me. 6 in a very, very short amount of time. And by the way, if I know this correctly, this all took place in 2019. That's a lot. That's a lot. And by the way, we don't have 30 drivers anymore in my division. We were down to like 18, 19. Yeah, so like 19. Now we're going to be down to 13. When I got hired 6 years ago, I was number 30. I don't know where all the work went. I don't know what's going on. But we lost 1 account. We got another account. Whatever. I don't know. That's not the point of it's not a trucking show. It's not a show about that. So I'm sitting there going, wait a minute. This guy left. Oh, well, that was a big... Oh, this guy's leaving? Oh, wow. Wait a minute. You're leaving too? and then a couple weeks later, I hear another guy. Oh, he's retiring. What? I'm moving up 4? So right now, I'm number 4. I'm number 4 in my division, not in the entire company. Because I don't do stores. I do distribution centers, what they call transport. I was like, wait a minute. I'm going to be number 4? This is great. I'm going to probably get Friday, Saturday, and Sundays. Or if I don't get Friday, Saturday, and Sundays, I'll get Saturday, Sunday, and Mondays. Well, I already had Saturday, Sunday, Mondays. But Saturdays don't really count because by the time I get home, like now, I got to go to sleep. But I still like it. And I need Sundays off so I can go run down to New York City so I can qualify for the New York City Marathon. I never signed up for the New York Road Runners. I haven't gotten around to it. I don't know, a lot of you don't know this. Some of you do know this. My mother's recovering from a stroke in Manhattan Beach, Brooklyn. That's been taking up a lot of my energy. Even last night I was on the phone with my dad. We had to talk about something. So it's like a never-ending energy suck. It's a depleter. My mom is... no, she was a depleter before the stroke. Now forget about it. She's like... she's such a depleter. I'm going to black out. I'm going to be like one of those cities that all of a sudden the lights go out. When one of your parents is rehabbing from a stroke, it's a lot of energy suck. So I'm like, oh my God, I'm going to have Friday, Saturday, and Sundays. Because the guy that had it, he left. I think every bid we've had since I've been here, there's been a Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. There's been a Saturday, Sunday, Monday. Not anymore. The powers that be have rid us of that freedom. No longer a choice. So now I'm going to be off Sunday, Mondays, and Tuesdays. So forget about Saturday nights with the wife. Gone. Social events, gone. Everything gone. Saturday, gone. Going to the races, gone. Like last week, I went to the races with my son. Riverhead Speedway. Bucket list, gone. Everything's gone. And there you go. That's a life-changing event right there. Sunday, Monday, Tuesdays. So you'll be hearing podcasts from now on. Did I make my point? I think I made all my points. It's I'm upset about it. I am upset about it. I went and spoke to my boss about it. And I told him I'm very disappointed in this bid. And will it ever change? I don't know. He said it's a work in progress. And there's other stuff that's minor details that I'm not going to bore you with, because then it does become a trucking show. And it becomes a little bit too close about a show about my company, which I don't want to do. So it's not about that. This is a show about human behavior. It's a show about pragmatism, truth, happiness, and the search for it all. And I'm looking for happiness and joy. And I should have been reporting to you saying, hey, by the way, you're now going to start hearing Friday morning podcasts. Because I'm going to be off Friday. But not going to happen. Anyway, I'm sorry about all the coughing. I'm still recovering from the illness I had the previous show, 123, when the show called I Heard Dead People. Did you enjoy that? I Heard Dead People? It was fun to do. All right, let's take a breather break. Maybe we have time at the end of the show. I'll tell you the loop-de-loop story. I got really nothing else on my plate. All right, where's my tissue? I don't feel good about my nose right now. Oh, wait a minute. Ow, that hurts. I can't reach my tissue. Oh, boy. Do I have anything in my pockets? What's this over here? Oh, this is embarrassing. I'm trying to do a podcast. Oh, there it is. Ow. I'm in my car, and I'm reaching forward on the dashboard because this tissue's over there. There we go. Oh, I had to move the seat up. Okay. I've got to check my nose. What a week. I'm so glad I recovered from that illness. Did I sound terrible in 123? I felt terrible. All right, let me. I'll tell you what, I'll pause it because I know blowing my nose on the radio sounds horrible. Hold on. You got to do a check.
I do believe this is a good time in the show to take a breather break. Dumbing It Down with Dave is sponsored by Air. Anywhere in the world, air is free to breathe, so breathe freely. Are we ready, Dave?
Emma, hold on.
Uh-oh, here's
Breathing?
Harry.
Really? We are artificial intelligence and do not need to breathe.
Easy,
We do not
Harry.
need to eat or drink either, Harry, but I catch you looking at images of bakeries.
Oh!
Point taken,
What?
Emma. All right. Dave, go ahead and do the breather break.
Harry. Bakeries, really? All right. I was going to make a reference, but I don't think it's going to be that funny. Anyway. It's in my head now. I'm laughing at my own thing, but it doesn't. See, now I'm talking too much. It's not going to be funny. All right, let's take a breather break. All right, ready? 3 deep breaths in through the nose, out through the mouth. All right? This will make you feel better. This will make you stronger. This will make you smarter. I don't know. Give you more oxygen in your brain. You need oxygen. It's very important. Ready? Go. How does that feel? Did it hurt? Well, either you're doing it right or you're sick. I'm not an expert. You might want to consult your local physician before you conduct a breather break. All right, go. Sorry, I had the window open. Why didn't you tell me? I had the window open. I forget. I opened it because it gets hot in here. All right? And third and last, deepest, hardest, holdest, longest breath. Ready? Go. All right, that was a breather break brought to you by Air. Anywhere you are in the world, if there's air and it's clean and free, you should breathe it. You got to live to breathe to live. Yay. All right. So, Memorial Day weekend, I'm doing nothing. What are you doing? I don't do holidays. But I do want to say this about Memorial Day. I wanted to actually have a written definition in front of me, like, what is Memorial Day? So I'm sure Memorial Day is one specific thing. And it's probably a lot of different things to different people. So let me just quickly tell you what it is to me. Other than nothing. And which is a little bit insensitive because it is, I guess, a military memorial, you know. But I remember military every day. I still talk to my former shipmates. Not all of them. Definitely not all of them. I met hundreds and hundreds of people. Not all of them prostitutes. A lot of them were just Navy servicemen. And Marines. I was friendly with Marines, too. They liked me. I had a TV show on my last ship, the USS Mobile, and they thought I was funny. So, I had friends that were Marines. I don't have no Air Force or Army friends. I don't even have a Coast Guard friend. But are they really military? So anyway, right now, so I have friends. I still I have a deep affection for people who serve in the military, as we all should. It's where's my American music? I should have a music, right? I should have music playing. I'm always thinking, and I would like you to think the same thing. Every second of every day, there is a military service member, man or woman, and sometimes boy or girl, because there are a lot of guys and gals that enter as boys and girls, and then they come out as men and women. Every second of every day, somebody is standing guard somewhere doing something. And I don't know what you guys think about the military in the movies, but it's not always very romantic. I have stood a lot of port and starboard watches out at sea. Sometimes in the cold, sometimes in the hot, sometimes in the rain or the wind, sometimes in the fog. I've stood watch, port and starboard watch. We actually had, I think the USS Mobile had fantail watch. I think you'd be at the back of the boat, just sitting there all by yourself, and you rotate like every half hour, 45 minutes. I forget, but every ship had its own little system, and not every ship had a fantail watch because some boats were small. So on the USS Sunbird, which was a auxiliary submarine rescue ship, a little bit bigger than a tugboat, we only had port and starboard watch. And then we had a helmsman who would, the helmsman steers the boat. But some nights, man, it was cold out there, and it was dark. Some nights it was dark. It was depressing. And you're looking for Russians. You're looking for anything out there that you could report to the officer of the deck. I think we stood 4-hour watches. Like every 4 hours we would rotate. But I would be on the port side for like a half hour, 40 minutes, and then I'd move over to the starboard side. But it's so funny because it doesn't matter. The water on the left, to you guys, port, is the same as the water on the right, starboard. Same thing, same water, same ocean. Everything was the same. And 99% of the time, we saw nothing. I think I spotted one submarine periscope like once, and everybody lost their minds. Like, what? I said, yeah, over there, and I gave him a bearing, like, 250, periscope breach or something like that. I forgot what we were supposed to yell out, and the officer's deck would come running out, and I'd point, and we had, what did we have out in the, we had gimbals or something like that. We had these navigational aids. Anyway, he would look and confirm that whatever I saw was in fact real or not. But sometimes there were boats. Sometimes they were just merchant boats, commercial things, and never had pirates, so that never was an issue. But the point being, which might be lost in all this, is that everywhere in the world, at every second, at every day, there's no app for this, folks. You can't just go on an app and go, oh, look at that. It's not like there's a Waze app for the military where you can see where people are standing watch. But sometimes they're in a building, a nice building with a lobby. Sometimes they're on a boat out at sea. Sometimes they're at a gate with a gun. And, not all watches have a gun. Some of them just have binoculars. So I have an affection. I have a memorial. In my way, I memorialize these guys. They're alive, right? And then a lot of guys are not alive. And you're supposed to remember them. You're supposed to say something nice. You're supposed to think it, feel it, act it, whatever. And every time I see on TV, on the radio, thank you for your service. Yeah, listen, thank you very much. But it's something for all of us to think about. That this country is a lot safer because somebody's standing watch somewhere, 24/7. I'm so curious. I couldn't even tell you the number. How many people are standing watch right now? Because remember, where you are, it's the time where you are, but somewhere else, it's 12 hours later or earlier, or 16 hours or whatever. All right, we got to go. Happy Memorial Day weekend, guys. I hope everything's okay.
Now we have come to the part of the show where it is time for the 8Gs.
But they have not even rolled out 5G yet.
No, Crystal. Here they are. Goodbye, good day, good night, good luck, good riddance, Godspeed, good rats and great skills.
Good rats. Yuck.